previous product that is even better. But the fact is, in the early days, JR didn't have much money, and he can only sell whatever he can do at a time. And the last one is Quitter's Friend. In fact, this is helping the smoker to quit the smoking. Obviously, this was too old. They couldn't even find a picture anymore. It's just way too early. But as you can see, in the early days, it was very hard. There are not too many products. On top of it, even though it get it going a little bit at that time, in the early days, Mark America trying to bring the UFO to a cruise and trying to film a TV as a promotional event, and then turned out to be during that exact cruise time that the top executive, I should probably say his partners, JR's CEOs, founders, partners, a few of them actually try to start a new company, which essentially means grab essentially almost half of the organization that he built initially. So think of it, you try your best, you invest all your money, you work day and night, and then you hope to have one event will jumpstart the starting company, and then the people you trust, the people you believe, turn out to be betrayals. I mean, so just imagine how hard it is during that time. So I would say probably at this time, Mark America or Shop.com was almost killed at that time. But fortunately, people step up during that time. In fact, Dennis Frank was one of the guys that the top executives were trying to grab, but he refused. And Marty Weissman at the time, because of the setback, because of the running low on capital, JR most of it running out of the money because he basically using his life saving. Really, honestly, it wasn't much at that time. I think this 30 years ago it was only like $200,000-300,000, but it's almost running out. So Marty was being a successful businessman from New York. Again, he likes JR's vision, so he essentially opened up a blank checks or like $500,000 and basically said, JR, I believe in you, and this is the check. Why don't you use it and see how far you can go? And then Jerry Siciliano is one of the top executives at the time, stick with the company. And I think today we have a Jerry Siciliano award, all because of these few guys step up. That shows how important it is that you have a loyal partner. Just like that, today, even today, each one of you are building your team. That ultimately those leaders, those partners, are going to stick together and then build the futures, right? And then after that, the momentum started building. It turned out to be the one of the first popular product is called Thermochrome. It's one of the weight loss products that initially, actually, JR said he actually formulated himself because his background is a biologist. I guess he has some science background. But anyway, that turned out to be one of the popular product. And then really the one comes out, I think the isotonics. This is something interesting. They were actually doing a meeting actually in Texas, the US. And they actually ran into this guy. Actually, they made the isotonics, and then they were actually going to close the shop because they couldn't sell any of these wonderful isotonics product, even though they made it, but they don't have the channel to sell. So Dennis Frank and JR take this opportunity, buy whatever they could, and turn out to be the best seller in the company. Even today, I think it still is the best selling product, isotonics. And that's how really the market America really took off. Because from this wonderful product, and I think many of you online joining here have a similar experience. And that's really the foundation of Market America and Shop.com as of today. So the momentum is building. And then, of course, I think that in the left is Vicky Lee. At the time, she probably joined it in the end of the 92, because we were founded it in April 92. And then I think she joined it toward the end of the year. and later on develop more organization, Chinese organization in a way. And then another lady on the right side is Joanne Shi, who joined it around, I think it's a couple of years later than that, and then truly built this two lady and truly built a very large organization in the U.S. and Canada, and of course then later on the whole Asia market. So the momentum indeed is building, and then because we finally the Market America has a pretty good foundation, we actually implemented more system in place. And that's when the transfer buying, everybody is familiar with it. At the beginning, we didn't have the transfer buying. And then the four-step marketing plan, the 1200, 24, and then 36 and 5000. Initially, there was only 2 steps. So they added more steps and helping people to make more money. And then after that, we established the MNTSS. Today, we call it Global Meeting Training Seminar System. And then after that, we added a certified training, and a lot of you are part of that program. And this is really one of the office building, as I told you earlier, that initially that JR built the whole Market America through his house in this tiny little house, 1,500 square feet in North Carolina. But it's keep growing after a while, and then they change actually quite a few offices, and this is one of the offices they move in at the time. That shows that indeed momentum is building. And this is actually the event during in the early years. Market America was actually a public traded firm. You could buy stock. I still remember the time when I joined, I could still buy company stock, early days. But eventually, I think in the 2002, because our company works so well, we really don't need any money from the stock market public fund in a way. In addition, that the management team, JR, believe that it's better to have a total control in terms of a company direction and so forth. So in 2002, that I guess this is JR wrote a check of 30 million in essentially buy the entire company back and become a privately held firm. And that's where we are today. But you still get the annual report every year, and then you can see how well we're doing. In fact, actually, after from that point, we means Market America really want to move it to online. I mean, you can probably think of it in 2000. The e-commerce is really starting to come up. So we want to move into this e-commerce area. So initially start out as a marketamerica.com. So we do have our own domain name, and we actually hire Google's, and then we hire Microsoft to upgrade our marketamerica.com. Even though we made a significant progress, but eventually, I believe in the end of the 2010 and early 2011, that we, Market America, decided to buy shop.com. That was actually a significant move from a company perspective. It actually made a wave in the industry. As you can see the news here, we Market America plug in technology upgrade from shop.com. In fact, actually, TechCrunch, the industry magazine, actually said Market America acquired Bill Gates backed shop inside shop.com. In fact, I believe Amazon.com's owner Jeff Bezos was also an early investor from that. So, which simply means that shop.com's technology is pretty advanced. You know, think of it, after we have hired Google, we have hired Microsoft to upgrade our own, we still decide to spend millions and millions of dollars to buy shop.com, because shop.com has indeed pretty deep technology, very advanced. The fact actually today, there's just not that many global website that you can operate in different country, different languages, and can take multiple currency and track all these. Think of it, there's not too many websites that can do that. So each one of us should really proud of, we are a shop.com consultant and we actually own this site as well. So with that, actually, this is kind of a history in terms of initially on the left-hand side, that's initially Mark America, the eagle. US is take always, like eagles, right? I mean, that's our logo. As we move along, once we launched the markamerica.com, we kind of changed our logo, become Mark America built on products empowered by people. It is still true as of today that our business is still built on product empowered by people. Of course, after we acquire shop.com, and then we changed that because shop.com is really our engine and the front, the face to our customer, and but business behind it is still true, built on product, powered by people. So that's the world headquarters today. Everybody see that, right? It's a huge land that Mark America purchased. You know, it's a huge, really. I believe there's close to like a 50-acre when they bought this land, because they had, Mark America had a vision to expand internationally, and so they acquire huge land and in ready for future international expansion, as we are today right now. So, and we do have the advanced distribution center. Um, we are actually one of the largest distribution center, and I believe we are the largest UPS, the delivery company, the largest client in the southwest of United States. So we really ship out tons and tons of packages and so forth. So industrial recognition, as you can see, I don't really have to go through each one of them. I mean, just the top one. Today, we are ranked number 36, the largest global online marketplace in the 2019 Internet Retailer Top 100. Think of it. This is a business started at the JR's garage, and a number of years later, we become the number 36, the largest global online marketplace. It itself is incredible story. What an entrepreneurial spirit, and we're glad. I am glad I'm part of it. And this is for the more recent one. Actually, Newsweek is a very popular magazine in the U.S. They actually have worked with a firm and rank up the top 1,000 online shop across 8 industry, 39 category, and so forth, and to create the best online shop. And incredibly, that shop.com is actually ranked number 11 in the universal provider. That's actually, along with the company like a Target, Costco's, Walmart, and Amazon's. I mean, that itself is a true honor. That speaks volume, I would say. I mean, if anyone today, somebody still have question about the shop.com, what our models and so forth. I mean, look at all these industrial recognition from outside the people. It's not really internally we are talking about. It's actually the people from outside was talking about all these, right? And today, actually, in the U.S., the top 100 retailer in the U.S., I believe they are like 60 or 70 firms. They're all working with shop.com. So again, anybody, especially those big $billion company, Walmart is actually one of the largest one. Home Depot is one of the largest one in U.S. and worldwide actually as well. I mean, for these companies to work with shop.com, believe me, they have done their own due diligence hard, right? They all have checked out shop.com thoroughly before they are willing to work with us. and put their company's logo, their connect with us. And just think of this from this perspective. All these multi-billion-dollar firms are working with us. And best of all, personally, I believe actually this is the best, which is the Torch Award, which is really a nonprofit organization, which is the Best Business Bureau. They are very large in the U.S. and it's probably some in Europe as well. I'm not sure in whether in Asia or not, but their sole mission is to focus on customers and then make sure the business is conducted ethically and in the best interest of customers, right? So every year they will give out an award depending on where you are, and then this is really one of the most prestigious award the BBB can give to any company. So for shop.com to receive not only one but two, based on what I know, we are the only company receive this Torch Award, which really represent the high standard of honesty, integrity, and transparency. So each one of us are part of the shop.com consultant. We really should be proud of this incredible achievement in my view, right? So really, if you think of it from the beginning, how hard it is to where we stand today, our best product was and is always belief. That's I quoted from JR. Belief is somehow carry the Mark America, now the shop.com moving forward. But more importantly, I think it's not just the belief in the company. It's whether believe that each one of us that we could do it. So do you believe that you can do it, or do I believe I can do it? As long as you believe that you can do it, and then shop.com indeed is one of the best platform that for individual who want to use this unfranchised system to achieve financial freedom. I couldn't think of a better platform for that. And today we're still growing globally. We're still growing. We just, in fact, the fact that we are actually in a country, we're operating in the, as you know, in the America, U.S., Canada, and in Europe we have London. In Asia we have a little bit more country: Australia, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Malaysia. And a lot of you actually are from that region, I believe, right? So we are actually still growing globally. So we're not going to stop just in a country, believe me. With what we have accomplished, I believe we just started. Honestly, the next 5-10 years is going to be unbelievable. I want to share with you on this one. The Entrepreneur magazine, which is again very popular industry magazine here. It says in 2018 July, they said they have published a article analyze 4 effective business model that build billion-dollar company, right? And then you can see there's on-demand model, the freemium model, and virtual goods models, right? The virtual one is really interesting to me because you can buy virtual items and paying the real money. but obviously it works, right? So a lot of people are getting into this. But more importantly, this is the 4th model, is shopping annuity, right? And you can read this here. Is the idea behind the model is simply enable customer to earn from their own spending. Customer actually earn money while purchasing everyday items such as paper, towel, and so and so. It can be very compelling model that fits well into e-commerce space. A good example of the business that is pioneering the shop annuity is Mark America through shop.com. That to me is actually incredible that this magazine and entrepreneur, that they evaluate all kinds of model and believe that our model, shop.com and shopping annuity model, is actually leading the trend, and then we could be a mainstream eventually. Our goal is the whole world are going to be on shopping annuity. Think of it, it just makes too much sense from that perspective. Would you agree? because the rise of prosumer, right? I mean, nowadays we're no longer just a consumer anymore. We are prosumer, right? Because especially in a shop.com, we actually provide input. A company does survey. We get the input from the UFO, the shop consultant. We also get it from our customer. We really help formulate and design the product that we carry, especially through the exclusive product. So we are, in a way, as a prosumer. And the money you will spend anyway, why not convert it into earning? That, to me, it just makes too much sense. Anyone who understands the concept really should be our customer or our, our partner as well, in my mind. So all of these really is just the beginning. I mean, I just share with you that we now have a very solid foundation. We are super profitable as a company, as a franchise owner worldwide, is making money. But we're running into this situation, right? COVID-19, it's truly once in a century disaster. And I think a lot of you are probably like me, are staying home, are not going out anywhere, right? And this virus is really a major disruption in all aspects of life, the way we know it, right? And so many people, I don't know you read the news or not, just in the U.S. alone, in the last 2 weeks or so, that almost 17 million people lose their job and fire for unemployment, status. That is unbelievable, right? And I think U.S. is not the only one got hit with the virus, right? So a lot of countries, no matter where you are, you probably knows friends that got impacted, knows company got impacted. In fact, this is probably the best time for our business to grow domestically or internationally. It doesn't matter because we have now moved everything online, isn't it? So when we move it to online, think of it, there's no boundary anymore, right? Anywhere, it makes no difference where you are, where you stand, right? So in fact, actually, only this time I turned out to find out that at least in the US, and I think in Malaysia as well, that our business is deemed by the government as essential business. Because in US, most business close. If you're deemed as a non-essential, you have to close your door. But we continue to operate. So for that light, I'm very proud of our company. We're deemed essential because we provide the essential products to people who have needs, right? So talking about online, I want to talk a little bit. I just talked about a no boundary. So I encourage you, each one of you, doesn't matter where you are today, that you should reach out. Because if you are in Kuala Lumpur, if you only reach out Kuala Lumpur, that doesn't make sense to me, right? Obviously, you still need to reach out, but you should reach out the whole Malaysia right now, or Singapore, whatever that is. If you are in Taiwan, you reach out wherever, right? So there's no boundary. It's really good online. It's actually save time and money. I think many of us realize that, hey, online is really saving everybody's time, because now you don't need to prepare yourself. If you're a lady, you have to put the makeup, you have to dress up, and now you have to drive, right? I mean, think of this. We actually are more efficient that way. You can have several appointments at the same day. It's pretty unbelievable. And actually online or social media, whatever the way, text message, is actually easier to make appointment. This is the best time you should send, reconnect or connect with all your contact, and just send out hello and see how they're doing, whether they are impacted or not, right? Initiate a conversation. That's actually the best way. So and there's less pressure. I found out that actually through online, it's less pressure for the potential customer or a prospect, and I think there's less pressure for the shop consultant UFO as well, because again, I mean, everybody is there in their own space, right? They feel comfortable in a way, so they can talk freely. So in that light is really an advantage, right? So this online tool, especially Zoom, that's the one that the product that we use. But actually, people using all kinds of online tools, right? I mean, you could use Skype, you could use Microsoft Teams, GoToMeeting.com. If you are good at the social media apps, there are all kinds of apps can serve in a way this online purpose, right? So this is actually the best time. What we found out is actually, our event actually, get more and more UFO participated in this, right? I mean, just example, and I assume that today a lot of, Kuala Lumpur partners here. I mean, you probably realize that, we have a training center in KL, right? In the past, I mean, you open up physically, usually you have maybe 30, 50 people, maybe up to 100 sometimes. But once we open up online, look at all these numbers. It's incredible. Close to 400 people, sometimes fully packed, 500 people. And now actually, online meeting is a lot easier. I mean, for me, we conducted a high level leaders meeting. So all of a sudden in the past, it's very hard for all of our leaders from these 8 different countries to get together, right? We can always usually just take the best opportunity, usually in Taiwan or Malaysia, we get together. But, there's always, a lot of people who couldn't attend for various reasons. But online, all of a sudden, everybody attend the online meeting. So it's a great tool. And I know in Malaysia, the first online UVP, it's packed 500 max, right? In fact, it's not only just Malaysia, it's happened in all over the world right now, right? Because I mean, there's no boundaries. Like for example, I'm gonna tap into the one in New York, next Tuesday, because I have some prospects. So we're gonna tap into there. So in fact, we could tap into anywhere in the world, depending on your prospects availability and their language preference and so forth. So look at the potential. But whatever that is, even though, if you think of the company is great, I mean, moving online is great. In fact, it's going to be even better once we get back to normal. So it's going to be a great combination of online and on-site combination, right? And I think a lot of people now get used to the online operation. But bottom line is every one of us still need to do these 5 things, whether you do it on-site or you do it online, right? I don't have to read it to each one of you. You can see. But bottom line is, are you able to show the plan? Are you able to make appointments, right? Are you able to sell the ticket to the next events? Are you a product of products, right? I think most of us are working very hard toward these direction. But once it becomes a habit, honestly, then it's a lot easier. But it's going to take more than 7 times, maybe up to 21 times, as you said your goal, and trying to hit it that way, right? So because residual incomes, there are going to be many challenges. Residual income is great, but you have to overcome, from cancellation, rejection, you're not able to sell product, and all these things. These are the obstacle and steps to go through, right? But we are entrepreneur. We're supposed to make it happen, right? So entrepreneur with the determination, with commitment and focus. And that's each one of us, we have to make up our mind. If we are able to follow this, and then I don't think that, then it will be very, very hard. And again, focus on the result producing events, right? One of the things I was to say is today, because of online, there are so many great training that we have, but ultimately you still want to focus on result producing activities, right? So you don't always want to be always in the classroom. You want to have a results, right? So make sure you're still doing your home business party, online home business party, right? You can always do that. You still do counseling, coring, combination, cross-pollination, and then you move toward to the master UFO, embrace the GNTSS whenever you could, right? And lastly, I just want to say a point is, we always say leader plus leader is equal residual income. That is so true. So each one of our focus, doesn't matter how big is your team, how small your team, you should really always focus on your leader. If you are a good sized team, then you maybe focus on your executive coordinator or coordinator if you've got a smaller team, right? We always say when you fully build one store, you become a supervising coordinator, right? I think in Malaysia, you got several supervising. Amazingly, in just a matter of 2 years, there are so many of supervising right now. And then you have professional coordinator and senior master, but always focus on finding out more leader to work together, right? And that's why it's crucial that each leader working together to have this core leader meeting set up in become, that's the venue, everybody, trying to build a consensus. How do we, build a team together? You brainstorming, come out with the best idea, devise the strategy, devise the plan, lead the team. And more importantly, only in this kind of meeting, you will recognize the uprising leader or potential leader and follow up with leader. These are the leaders that you're going to spend more time with, right? Then gradually they will take over. So we have always said, people who can hold a marker going to make money, but people who going to pass the marker, you're going to have lifestyles, right? And we all want to have a lifestyles, right? And we all want to have, more leaders within our organization. So these are examples. Some of our, team leader, whenever they have, maybe annually or biannually type of meeting, they get together, we plug in online and so forth. But ultimately, the last thing I just want to share with you, and I think my time is up. I think we're all looking for success in our life, right? And I like these two quotes. I just want to share with you. The success to me is not about perfect. It's about effort. And when you bring that effort every single day, and that's where the transformation happens. And that's how change occurs. And then success does not come to you. You have to go to it. So with that, I just want to share that with you, and I think I will open up for a Q&A session. If you have any question, feel free to ask. um, I will turn it back, I guess to Paige, and then in that light, and Emily will also join me to say hello to everyone, and also to answer any question that you might have. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ted. It's always so refreshing to hear from you, like all the time. I think everyone can hear me, right? And thank you so much for spending us. And hi, Emily. Hi, Emily. Do you want to come and say hi?
Hi. Wait, 为什么看不到？
Hi, Emily.
应该要
Can you see?
Hi, Emily.
Because the
Hi,
background,
hi,
you
hi.
can now they can see you.
Do you want to say something?
Oh, no. I just want to say
Oh,
hi.
no.
I mean, this is
Okay.
Q&A right now.
Well,
right?
she's gonna answer the Q&A.
All right, cool. Okay. So, thank you so much, Ted. Thank you so much for giving us your time. And anyone who has question, please raise your hand. And I think Fanny and a few of us here will handle the back, and then we'll call you up once we're ready. And it is true what you say. If we have no belief, right, then we just better not do anything that we don't have a belief, and that is so important to start actually. Okay, so do we have any questions? Since I'm the MC, so let me ask you a question. In Malaysia, right? Everyone is, it's the first time in our life that we're being locked up in a house. But most of us still have a job, our business, we can still sustain, we still draw a good salary and stuff like that. And when we do a lot of business presentations, we invite people around us, they seem to be not fast at all. They're like, yeah, don't worry, it'll be over. We'll go back to work. And you've been in this business for so long. How would you actually wake these people up? Or how would you actually tell them, hey, you know what? You would need this. Like maybe you can share us 1 or 2 points how to actually get these people to come to us, because we know that they really need it as well.
Well, I think the thing is, it's not how and what we think. the key is how they think. It doesn't matter how much you think they will need the business. If they don't think they need the business now, then they don't need it. Our job is to find people at this moment think they need it. And in fact, there's a lot of them, right? Because you know how if we have a physical EVP, it depends on the size of the conference room. It could be 100, 200, 300. But once we switch to online EVPs, we can easily have 300 or 500. And there are a lot of people are looking for opportunities. So I would go to them versus to convince them, or then how we would need the business.
Yeah, I will also add that though, yes, there's always going to be people say, oh, this is not the right time, or they need to think about it, or whatever the reason, right? And it's just timing is not right. But always keep in touch, right? You always want to end it with a nice note, which means that when the time rise, they may come to you or you follow up with them. I have over the years heard many stories that people keep in contact for years, and until their situation changed, and then once actually they join, they really become a go now. I mean, it's just timing is everything.
I mean, thank you so much, Ted. Like in back of our heads, we know it's about timing and stuff like that, but sometimes we just need to keep it in our heart, like, you know what, it's not the person's time yet. Let's just take it easy. Find people who really want to do this business instead and focus on them, right? So thank you so much. And we got some people who has raised their hands. I think they have questions. We have Rebecca Chua. So I'm going to allow you to talk and you can ask your question. Rebecca? Hi, Rebecca. Are you there? Okay, never mind. I'll go for the next one. How about Rona Chung? Rona Chung, you raised your hands and I unmuted you.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ted and Emily. My question is for the new UFOs. Sometimes, people have a desire to do something and they join. And however, I think I think a majority of the people, it would take some courage and time for them to get out of their comfort zone. So it's like, they really want to do it. However, they have so much fear. And how can we help those new partners or motivate them or help them find, I mean, they do have a big why, but it's just that to them, it seems just so difficult, even just to send out 5 messages every day because they have this huge fear.
It's a great question. One is, if we have a large pool of possible partners to work with, then we would not be stuck with the 1 or 2 that you always stare at. That's very important. I don't know where okay. So
I have about 30 partners on my team, and about like 28 of them are in this state for some reason.
Okay, and probably we need to get some new blood, maybe a different group of people. If you have most of the teammates are from with this kind of, say, teachers, maybe then you want to switch to people that have some sales background. If that's the case, I'm just giving out an example. When people have big why, but they face how fast they can overcome their fear and to get out of the comfort zone is not up to us. And I don't think it's our job to become a psychologist or we're a coach, but we are a career coach. We're not a psychotherapist. how this person would face challenges or make a change in their life is not up to us. Different people have different patterns. Some people would let fear to dictate their fate, their life. Although they say they have big why, it's not about what they say, it's more about what they do. Whether this person is mature enough to face challenges or to make a change in their life is not controlled by us. We just need to observe, be sensitive and observe, and then you know who you can work with. Of course, if they're 90% there, then maybe we can push them, help them for the rest of the 10%. But I don't think we need to, it's our job to do the 90% of work, because even psychologists or therapists may not be able to do that. You know, do you see what I'm saying?
Right,
So,
right.
Well, actually, Rona, if I may, I will add this. I like to congratulate you. You still, based on you just said, you got 2 go nows, right? So together with you, that's 3 people. Right? No, I mean seriously, what you need to do is 3 of you, each one need to probably lead 3. So which means that you have the rest of the 28 peoples, right, or 27 peoples, right? You divide it. So 3 of you actually just start one with small group, right? And then sit down with each one of them. You obviously need to come up with a plan, right? And sit down with, these are either the fear, with so much fear they still want to do it. I mean, otherwise there's no reason for them to join initially, right? Maybe, as you said, because of the fear. So you need to sit down with them. You can either do it 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 or a group, either one, and then really have a healthy conversation in terms of understanding what's the obstacles, what's the how can you help to alleviate that fear, or how can you help to for them to reach out, right? I mean, so we have all kinds of training in the skill setting and scoring and all these things, and then I think that's actually what you need to do. And then go through with each one of them. We have organizations who have done a very thorough 1-to-1. Really, ultimately, that we are a 1-to-1 company, right? Ultimately, to our organization, especially your organization is not that big yet, right? So why don't you do a 1-to-1 consultation, counseling with each one of them? And then you have 3 of you, so the efficiency should be faster, right? You go through a few weeks, and then I'm sure the rest of the 27 people, that they're going to have, some of them are willing, with your help, to step out the first steps. And then from there, then you could double your goal now or triple your goal now. And everybody really have to go through that process.
Right. I guess the key is, although it's sort of contrary to what we would normally do, focus on the 2 that are go now. And if 3 of you run fast enough, hopefully you guys, 3 of you, would inspire some rest of the 27. Maybe another 3 will become awake, and they will follow you. Then you have a team of 6. The biggest mistake, right? I guess we all made the same mistake, that we will tend to focus on the 27 team members that we have who are not very productive, and you get stuck with them. This A has this problem today, and B has those problems, and you get busy, but not very productive, and leave the 2 who are ready to run by themselves. So by the time you come back, the 2 that were originally go nows maybe disappear or left. So that's a typical mistake we need to avoid.
Yeah. Okay, I just see actually one more question, Paige, if you allow me. This is Phoebe, I guess, a question. Everybody probably can see it. I mean, it's a very good question, Phoebe. Honestly, I would say you probably should do a trial run with them, right? If they have a hard time, and I understand a lot of people have a hard time right now because of the economic hardship. Some people could lose job. A lot of people wants to hold as much cash as possible. In fact, we have a similar situation in the U.S. as well, right? And our team member, and then they are all very interested, but they are a little bit concerned of paying this money. And I will actually say, don't sign them up. Actually, this is a perfect opportunity for a trial run, right? If they're able to lead to more people's, right? Again, let's go back to this trial run concept. It's one of the ways, right? It's not the only way, but I think in your question, in the situation like that, I think it will be a perfect situation fit for that model.
Hey, thank you so much, Ted. I think we just don't have much time, so maybe just 2 questions. So someone asked Esther, since there's no convention, how, in this situation, what's the best way to do it? Because conventions are like the soul of Market America's business, and of course, Market Malaysia as well. So what alternatives are there actually?
Well, I thought there is a convention. It's just
delayed
to July, I believe, right? In fact, actually, I think I do believe we will have a convention. First of all, I think the OSP convention is a big boost for everybody. But actually, the fact is just delay for 2 months to July. It's already April, right? So it's 3 months, whatever that is. It really gives us time. I would say the next a month or two will be the best window opportunity for each one of us to get used to online operation, right? So once, assuming 2 months from now, this situation is gradually dying down, we can all go out again. In my mind, it's going to be actually a combination of both, because we are so used to online now, and then we still have the on-site operation. So it will be a great combination of online and on-site. So I believe actually we, Shop.com, find a even better business operation model in terms of helping the UFO like you and I to have a much better horizon in the future. And when I say the next 5-10 years will be incredible, I honestly believe that, especially now after this is a terrible time, but give us a perfect opportunity to practice as a whole worldwide. Shop.com, that everybody go online to build a business, because we do see from our volume, whether it's a BV volume or IBV volume, it still goes up. And think of it, in such a short time that we switch from a traditional online, maybe just some because of distance, people using on-site and limited online, but now switch 100% online. And then to see this result, I can only say that Shop.com going to stand out of all these turbulent time. And whoever grabbed this opportunity, as I said earlier, make contact with all the names that this is the best time to send a hello. How are you? It's not that song that we're talking about, but really, honestly, this is the best time to connect and reconnect with the people in your name list. And then you never know whether you start a conversation could lead to, become a good partner.
Thank you so much, Ted. I think there's just one person, last question. Okay, just give us 5 minutes. Sylvia Chan. Sylvia, are you there? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Hi. Thank you so much for text sharing. It's really motivating and informative, especially for the background of Shop.com, because I just I just kickstart in February. I believe Shop.com, but I have some barrier for myself, because now I'm full-time working in an insurance company for 15 years. And I have a team of around 40 people. But I love, the residual income very much from Shop.com. But my problem is, how to position myself to work or to take staff faster in shop.com. But then, I have my problem that, I am a professional insurance agent and also responsible for 40 people of my team, and I have some hesitation, to do freely, for shop.com. That is my first question. And the other question is, I believe shop.com very much because, I work in a computer company at DEC Compact for over 10 years, and I know the technology. I believe JR's mission very much. Okay. So for myself, I'm okay, for my belief. But my question is how to influence, my peoples around to join shop.com and work on or, commit in it because, this is the only way that we can earn residual income for most of people in Hong Kong. I'm coming from Hong Kong. Okay, so I have two questions for tech, and I hope to get some insights from you so that I can, work better here because time is money, and I want really I'm very serious, for shop.com. Thank you. That is my questions.
Two questions. So I heard a question. One part is how fast you can.
No.
Right, and the first one is like you have a team of 40 people. How, as an insurance agent, how do you position yourself to run this business?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Being an insurance agent, each country has different regulations and legality. I know here in the States, people with certain licenses are not allowed to do other things.
Mm-hmm.
But in Taiwan, we have many partners that are successful insurance agents. I don't know about Hong Kong, but of course, even sometimes they just use another person's name or they form a corporation. So there's still room to work around. But based on our experience, people with a successful insurance background tend to be, this is like, MA is more like a piece of cake. So for you guys, you can be well trained, and this is the business for you. You can run it you can build it very fast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I just want to say, first of all, Sylvia, that you obviously is a high achiever. I think in the insurance industry can lead a people of 40. It takes a lot of time and effort to reach that level in a way, I believe, right? So from that perspective, I see no issue whatsoever that I believe shop.com is actually a simpler platform in a way. So I really don't see any challenges from that perspective, except I think your question is, you're already so busy, right? I mean, with your insurance, and you have to lead 40 people, and how are you able to find time to build the shop.com fast, right? Is that one of your questions?
For the time, I can manage it, but it is also my problem. But the problem is my positioning, because most of my people in the past 13 years know that I'm the senior branch manager working in a well-known insurance company in Hong Kong. Now, why I have to switch to shop.com, my positioning and my responsibility for my team. That is my hiccup.
Well, I understand that many people, there are their own reason to participate in shop.com. And I think in this line here, I mean, we got Fanny. Fanny is one of the definitely a high achiever in Malaysia. Is one of the biggest, accounting firm partner. I mean, she has her own reason to participate in, So I mean, it's not just only her, but there are tons of very high achiever in various areas. They somehow for some reason, all got attracted for their own particular parts by the shop.com. So I would say, Sylvia, if you are attracted to shop.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have actually seen, quite a few high achiever from the industry, insurance industry, and they have, after they initially a quick start, they switched totally to shop.com, and then very successful. And then you probably heard some of them too, so I don't have to name their names, but definitely you could do that.
Okay, got it. So I have
Sure.
to find a main reason for myself, right? Okay.
If you can convince yourself, then you can convince others.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I handle my first question, then my second question will be resolved, right? Okay.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ted. Thank you very much.
Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. And I think you're running out of time, right? You're gonna leave us. And of course, I have to give a last question for Fanny to ask because she's been waiting since this morning. So, Fanny, please go ahead.
Yes, I've been waiting since this morning. Thank you, Tang. Nice to
Sure.
see Emily here too.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
wow,
Give
our
me
room
the
has
opportunity, actually, Fanny.
yeah. Yes. Okay, I wanted to ask this question on behalf of everyone. While we are building this this business, and so many of our partners, okay, and including some of us, all right. At the beginning, we get so hot, okay, you try to bring as many partners to come into the business to join you. But human being human, they always have got the tendency of giving up after a few months of trying. How do we then strengthen, okay, the team, and also keep everyone warm? Perhaps I think Tag and Emily, you all are the best team to encourage all of us. Otherwise, you wouldn't have such thousands of partners, in your group, right?
Okay, I'll let Emily answer this first, and I'll add to it.
Well, yeah, I'll just throw in my 2 cents. I remember asking a similar question to my sponsor, Marian, many years ago. And her answer to me was, it's just like a tree, a big tree. Every winter, a lot of leaves will drop, will fall, a lot of it will fall, right? But when spring comes, the tree will start to grow new buds and becomes new leaves. As long as new leaves are more than the leaves that fell down, then it's called healthy growth. We all know not everyone will become a millionaire in this business. We all know not everyone will become a gold now. It's just a matter of working with the right people at the right time. And how our focus is trying to build a healthier organization as much as we can. Say if I want to use the other question as an example. If I have a team of 30 people now, 2 of them are go now, including me. So right now it's 10%. According to the stats, the norm is 20%. So I'm below average. My goal now is somehow to reach at least the average 20%, right? So 3 of us are going to work very hard. We'll either bring new blood. If most of them females do that work, maybe we'll try to get some male. Maybe, I don't know. You have to figure out what caused this such below average organization. Are you targeting the wrong group, or maybe they're too young, too old? Something. Of course, a more diverse group is better. And then once I reach 20, and then my next goal is how maybe with my experience and my laser focus vision, maybe I can have a 30% goal now group or 40. that simply is what we're doing, right? Over time.
Yeah. I want to add just a little bit. I think Emily is absolutely right. Just like any business, I mean, doesn't matter where you're from, there's always going to be, attrition, right, due to various reasons. But one of our thing is as you know, I mean, recruiting is definitely one of the things, but retaining is also a big task of all the leaders, right? Because since you're already spending time, so then the question is, how did you retain your partners in a way, and then not only retain that, and then some of them you want to grow them to leaders, right? This is really boils down to the core leader team that everybody brainstorming and come up with their own idea, and then sometimes it may not be cannot be totally just on business side, right? I mean, you attract people with a, everybody was attracted to a residual income is good, but money is not the only things, as we all knows, right? So as a team leader, you gotta add other component, and as I always say, you gotta have add some fun component in there. That's all kinds of whatever thing that you think is beneficial for team bonding in a way, right? And then you should try to have these kind of a mixed activity. So instead of solely on business in a way, right? But that is a balanced thing to work out, and that's really boils down to everything is if it's come from a brainstorming session with your goal now, your key leader, then it's consensus, then it's something good, then everybody should follow that and implement that, and then throughout, hopefully your organization is still going to have a healthy growth, because just like any company, you track your progress. I mean, so we actually have given the tools. You can literally look at it every month, every quarter, every year, every 6 months, that whether you're growing or not. If you're not growing, then definitely there's something wrong. And if you are not growing and you're still busy like crazy, then you definitely need to adjust. Otherwise, it's a dead end, right? Because whatever the effort you put it in are not producing the results that you want. But as I said, always keep a good relationship. Sometimes people, just because of a different reason, they will slow down. I mean, family things or personal things, you don't know, husband and wife, whatever, kids things, it happens, right? Always keep a good relationship. As long as they are in our team, eventually the time will be right, and then they will come back. And that's why a lot of people, a lot of team also emphasizing become a product user. They love the product, they will tend to stick with the team and will stick with the shop.com a lot longer, right? And so there's just different ways to make it happen.
Thank you so
Great.
much, Ted. So, Fanny, got your questions answered?
Yep.
Okay, and I think we've come to the end of our TED Talk. And thank you so much, Ted and Emily. Thank you so much for giving us your time. And I'm so sorry those people who are also raising their hands, but we do not have time. Maybe next time, next session. We never know how long this is going to last anyway. And just from me, I really, really think JR is a real visionary. He would not have foreseen COVID, but he already partnered with Zoom. And all of us are using Zoom and getting IBVs. And how great is that? You don't need to think any further than that. Like, just follow what JR does. Just do this business, that's it, and focus. So thank you so much, Ted and Emily. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Paige. Thank you, Fanny. Take
So,
care.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you
Have
so
a good
thank you
much.
day.
everyone for being
Enjoy. Enjoy. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. Have a good rest. Good
Thank
night.
you everyone for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thanks.